Yo, what is going on, you ruthless reboot? Today we're playing some games with Seaking. I don't know why I didn't bring you guys a video on the Seaking sooner. Now, this list got top 8 in a tournament a little while ago. And I played it over on my stream, twitch.tv/AzulGG. I stream every day except Thursdays over there, so go check that out. And sometimes I even stream on Thursdays. But yeah, a little while ago, I played it on the stream before. It's an energy denial deck using the Ripping Horn attack on the Seaking. Flip 3 coins for each heads. Discard an energy, and then we got that Glimwood Tangle that allows us to re-flip on an attack if we want to. So if we get triple tails, we can be like, nah, we're going to do this again. Hopefully get some heads this time around. So energy denial deck, main attacker, the Seaking, taking away the energy. And we also have Crushing Hammers and Yell Grunts to help out there. And then Boss's Orders is another big card in this deck, because if our opponent's like, well, if I leave my Pokemon in the active and attach pass, they're going to discard my energy. So I'm going to leave my Pokemon on the bench, attach it on the bench, and then, you know, eventually go to the active with a switch or something, and then I'm going to knock out your Seaking, start attacking, and we can be like, all right, boss that to the active, and we're going to discard the energy. That's why there's so many boss in this control type deck. 3 boss, and even a Great Catcher as well. 3 boss, 1 Great Catcher, because we want to be like, no, you can't just build up your Pokemon on your bench. We're going to make that come to the active here, and we're going to use Ripping Horn again to discard more energy. That's why there's the heavy boss count there. Not a whole ton of draw supporters in this build. 3 Marnie, 2 Caitlin Cynthia. Caitlin Cynthia is really cool at like recovering Boss's Orders or Team Yell Grunts, of course. And then 3 Rosa as well to help us consistently set up those Seakings back to back to back. Got some Zacian V's in here for that early draw support. 2 of them, so we don't prize, or hopefully don't prize. If we just played 1, hopefully we wouldn't prize it. Hopefully we don't prize 2 now that we played 2, or now that there is 2. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 in the list, so that less chance to prize and not have the option of the Intrepid Sword early on to help us set up. Rest of the list, 8 energy. We got the 4 wash, 4 basic, 3 air balloons of our own to help us move our Pokemon around. Comms and quick balls plus 1 evolution incense to find our Pokemon. 2 ordinary rod to recover the Seakings, because we might be attacking with up to 6 Seaking in a game depending on the situation. Mew to protect our bench. Absol plus Cryogonal to add a little bit more disruption and give us a little bit more options throughout games, specifically towards the late game. If we burn through a lot of our opponent's resources and we got them in a situation where they don't have many cards left in their deck, we can just deck them out with Frozen Lock by just trapping something in the active like a Dedenne, Eldegoss, Crobat, something that just doesn't have energy. Bring that to the active, Frozen Lock. They can't use Switch, and it's possible we can get them to deck out before they would be able to, before we KO their active Pokemon with the Frozen Lock. And then Absol increasing their retreat cost, meaning it's hard for them to even manually retreat the Pokemon and still be able to attack with something potentially. So late game with that. Also, the 1 of Pokédoll, so we can kind of do a Frozen Lock loop at the end of games where we go Frozen Lock, and then if we draw a card and we have no cards on our deck, we can bench the Pokédoll, Air Balloon to the Cryogonal, retreat to the Pokédoll, put the Pokédoll under the deck, and then Frozen Lock again, and just keep trapping our opponent's Pokemon, whatever it might be, in the active. And we could even set up a scenario where we Frozen Lock 3 different things and leave them with 1 HP left each, and then we use Psi Power with Mew to actually just win the game. That's also like a possible strategy we could apply to games. Not super likely to happen, I don't think, but it's, you know, it's a thought. And that's it. Energy Denial Seaking deck. Let's try it out. Let's get into some games. Okay, we're getting into our first one here. We have a lot of Glimwood Tangles in the hand. We open the Zacian, which is fine, of course. We have a lot of Glimwood Tangles. Zamazenta start from our opponent, so we're probably up against, I was going to say probably Luke Metal. We see the Cherish Ball, so it is that ADP. Okay, so ADP's got to be a pretty tough one. We got to go heavy. We got to hopefully stop the ADP from being able to Ultimate Ray, and then hopefully that's enough to kind of keep our opponent's energy down enough to the point where they can't continuously attack, or that's the game plan anyways. So that's what we're going to try for here is they're going to GX attack, and then hopefully we can Seaking, remove enough energy they can't Ultimate Ray, and then they can't set up 3 attacks in a row to win the game. Okay, this is the Glimwood Tangles. If they play a Swell, which they probably do, the Glimwood Tangles are really good. Yell Grunt's really good. I'm going to Caitlin and Cynthia away the Water Energy, I think. Like, I just think that's going to be the most useless card. No outs. Actually, this is just not good. we could get knocked out by Brave Blade next turn. All right, I'll put an Air Balloon here, though, because we do want one there. Intrepid Sword. Double Absol, Crushing Hammer. That is not what we're looking for. And, yeah, they don't even need to GX attack anymore. They could just knock out my Zacian with a Brave Blade here. And even if they don't, we're going to need a lot to be able to pull off a turn where we can actually stop them from... and there's the E-switch over to the Zacian. They got the DAA in hand. They already have the switch. All they need is a metal energy, so it's not looking good for us here. Here comes the DAA change. They could whiff, and they didn't. Okay, so... note number one, just draw more basic Pokemon, I guess. Okay, let's try this again. We have more Pokemon to work with now. We are up against Inteleon, so we definitely want to keep the Mew safe. Yeah, let's try this again. Absol start. I think I will go ahead and bench the Mew as well. I don't think they'll play a reset stamp, but they could. This is definitely a winnable matchup. Very winnable matchup. Our opening hand's a little bit rough. Definitely don't want to bench the second Absol, even though we might want to put it in play, because we top deck Pokecom. We want to be able to go grab a Zacian here, so we can actually potentially play the game, because currently we're not really playing the game right now. We need a little bit of help here from some draw power, hopefully. There's the Inteleon V. So yeah, we're up against Inteleon V Max. Mew's going to be super important to keep alive, because that 60 damage snipe can start to stack up really fast, and they can start to draw prize cards really aggressively, which we don't want. Also, another thing we have to try and play around is that training court, because if our opponent has endless energy, the game could go on for a while. So we don't want our opponent to have endless energy. So we do have to try and make sure we keep enough stadiums to counter their training court. So I could probably throw like an initial Glimwood Tangle here. There's a Quick Ball, which is great. I'm gonna go with this Crushing Hammer. No heads. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down the second Absol as well. Quick Ball away the water. I'm gonna hold on to both Glimwoods here. I'm gonna go ahead and Intrepid Sword and start getting access to our Seakings. Hopefully that's no Seakings there. Yeah, because I don't want this thing to be able to move from an Air Balloon. That's why I want to put the second Absol down. Our hand is not great though. It looks like we're just gonna have to go Intrepid Sword again on the next turn. We don't even have a not even a Seaking. We don't even have the Goldeen yet. We need a Goldeen first before we even can worry about the Seaking. Not going great for us so far off the start again. But hopefully it will get better. Yeah, hopefully our opponent has a rough turn. They definitely could. Plenty of Pokemon on the bench that we can like boss up to try and stick in the active for a little while as well. So we can try and do that. Yeah, bring up a Crobat. They did go down a switch card already, so that's a big deal. Here we go. There's 2 more switch cards. No, 1 more. I thought, what else did I see there that I thought was a switch card? I don't know. 1 more switch card down. So decent amount of switch cards down. Basis Bucket. Hopefully they just can't move the Goon this turn, and we get +1 turn to work with to try and set up a better situation for ourselves. Here comes some more Ice Dances. We can maybe even just like boss up bats and win the game that way. All right, the Inteleon goes to the active here, and here comes that Max Bullet. Thankfully, it does not actually get to do that snipe damage, because we do have the Mew set up on our bench, which is super good. But we do lose an Absol here, so I think I'm going to send up the Zacian here in this situation to kind of take a hit. And because I do want to keep this Absol around, because like stopping stuff like Crobats from being able to retreat just sounds pretty good. Another Wash Energy. Then we're going with the Intrepid. There's a Rosa finally, but not going to be very good, because we're not giving our opponent a knockout this turn. But maybe we'll just go ahead and let them KO this Zacian on the following turn, and then finally get to use a supporter in the Rosa to draw some cards. Yeah, that might be what we have to do here. Just kind of give up the Zacian and then go from there. Hopefully they don't have the knockout on my... Well, if they actually have the knockout on my Mew, we could go play the Ordinary Rod, recover Mew Absol, get the energy back, then Rosa into the Mew, plus probably a Quick Ball. We could, yeah, probably a Quick Ball to then Quick Ball and grab ourselves a Goldeen, or even a Cryogonal. We could go the Cryogonal route already. That's probably a little bit too early to go down the Cryogonal route, though. It's probably a little bit too early to go down the Cryogonal route. Maybe a little bit later. And then, like I said, we want to keep our stadiums around, because they probably play the training court, which could give them access to pretty much endless energy, which we don't want them to have access to. Here comes the Max Bullet. Yeah, only 160 on the active, though. Still doing fine. There's a Goldeen. So I'm going to go with the Crushing Hammer here. Do hit a Tails. All right, Goldeen down. I guess we'll go with a Wash Energy. I kind of want to put out a Glimwood Tangle, because it's definitely possible we get Marnie next turn. Like, if our hand is just so big, at some point we're going to have something, right? So if our opponent feels that way as well, they might go ahead and Marnie us. I'm going to throw that out. And then I'm going to go with that Intrepid Sword once again. All right. Some more options. That's great. Rosa will be able to be used next turn, assuming our opponent takes this knockout. There's the boss. They're going to get rid of my Mew here, though. There's the training court that I was talking about, but we have another Glimwood Tangle. I was prepared for this. Do some recovery here. There's an Air Balloon to the Frostmoth. Yeah, we might be able to do some, might be able to trap the bat at some point. We do definitely want to get this. We need to get the Mew back. We have to get the Mew back. Gotta happen. No way around it. All right, there's a Seaking topic. That's great. So we're going to do this. I'm going to quick ball away. Water. Go ahead and grab another Goldeen. Then I'm going to use Training Court to recover a water. Use the Ordinary Rod to do both. I guess I could have done this in a little bit different of an order. Well, it would have ended up about the same. All right, Rosa, we need to grab the Mew. We'll get a water energy as well because there's no reason not to. And then probably I was going to go Evolution Incense so we can set up another Seaking on the following turn. I think that makes the most sense. We don't have a target for our communication right now. We might not get into one, so there's no guarantee there on having an out. If we did have an out for that, then we wouldn't need to get this Evolution Incense, but we don't. So, and there's no guarantee, like I said. Stadium. Wash Energy, Evolve, finally getting going here. A little bit late, a little bit later than we'd like. Maybe we can get a big Ripping Horn. 2, no reflip there. I think we just take the 2, discard. I don't think we have to reach for that 3 right here. 2 is good enough, I think. They currently can't even use the max bullet. They could hard retreat to this one and max bullet, but then possible we get rid of all the energy off that one, and then we're kind of in the same spot that we were in before, which is good for us. There's a bucket for 2 more. Yeah, I wonder if they will do the hard retreat. But once again, that's kind of like 2 more energy at a play that we didn't even have to remove. If they go with the hard retreat. If they just go with the Hydro Snipe, it's going to be that hard retreat. That's 2 more energy gone that we didn't even have to work for. Our opponent did it for us. And here comes that max bullet. But we got another Seaking online. We just need to find another Goldeen. So a top deck Pokemon here would be great so I could calm that away. Get another Goldeen in play so we can try and go Seaking into Seaking. Again, there's a boss going after my Mew again. That's not good. They can actually win the game next turn by going knockout Seaking, knockout Zacian now. And I could get the second Ordinary Rod and we could recover the Mew. It is possible. There we go. So we can go Rosa. Get Seaking. Or no, we want a Goldeen, I think. Or an Absol. Seaking, whatever. Ordinary Rod. Then we have the Calm. Grab a basic energy. Okay. And then we're going to play the Ordinary Rod. Get the Mew back. Calm away the Goldeen. Grab the Mew. So we're protecting our bench once again. Thankfully, our bench is protected. And then Evolution Incense, we're going to go ahead and grab this Seaking here because they could Marnie next turn, so may as well have it in play protected. And then I think I will attach a water energy here to the Zacian, make sure everything can move for 1 energy, just in case they want to like try and trap it in the active. Let's get 3 heads. Oh, 2 heads will still be pretty good though. 2 more energy gone from our opponent. Training Court still could get stuck in play. We don't have another Glimwood Tangle in our hand. They would have to find their second Training Court. There's usually 2 Training Courts in these Inteleon VMAX decks. So we would have to find another Glimwood Tangle. We do have 2 left, so it wouldn't be that hard to find. There's a Marnie from my opponent, so that'll help us dig deeper into our deck here. And it looks like they're going to set up that benched Inteleon right now. There's the Glimwood Tangle, so we already have found it. There's a Dead change as well, so they're digging super deep here, and they're getting to the point where we can maybe actually pull off like a Cryogonal play to try and just trap something in our opponent's active to close out the game with that Cryogonal move. With the Frozen Lock. It is possible we can get to that point now for sure. We'll see. Hydro Snipe, that's fine. We're just going to go discard this energy. Yellhorn, or Yell Grunt. I keep calling it Yellhorn. Yell Grunt doesn't really do anything here. I think we're just going to hold the Yell Grunt and just once again go for that. We could Air Balloon to the bench one so they don't draw a prize card as fast. I think I am going to do that. I don't know if this really makes that big of a difference. Ripping Horn. Just need 1 heads here. Okay, no reflip. Get rid of the energy. And they're running low on energy. They are running low on energy here at this point. We do want to find... We have Rosa, so we could do, like, Cryogonal plus Great Catcher, and then we can Great Catcher trap the DAA, actually, and then use Cryogonal for a while to try and trap that in the active. That could be our out here for sure. Actually, they don't have many cards left in deck, and I mean, not enough energy to be able to like attack and retreat, I don't think. So that could be our out to just win the game if they're able. If this is like this 60 damage constantly is just like too much pressure on us, which it might be. There's your money, but I have the Rosa, so I just want to hold the hand. Ripping Horn again. Just need one heads. One heads. Okay. Last one every time. No reflip. Just get rid of that energy. Have the Glimwood Tangle. We know the Great Catcher's in the deck as well. And there's the Concede. And we pull it off. Really slow start. But got set up eventually. And it was enough to take the dub over that Inteleon. Okay. Opened up with a Mulligan. But then the follow-up's not too bad. Once again, opening that Zacian, which is... fine. I'd rather have open a Zacian probably than like Goldeen and just lose a Goldeen. Our opponent is going first. All right, so it is Whale Lord V. And they have the draw up. Oh no. They can kind of just use draw up to like constantly recover energy. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to be able to actually win this game. I think Cryogonal is going to have to come into play here or something. This seems almost impossible. Start with the Crushing Hammer. Get a heads. Caitlin and Cynthia. Yeah, I think that's how it's gonna have to go. Mention Absol. Intrepid Sword. I don't think I'm getting knocked out. I don't think my Zacian is gonna get knocked out next turn. But yeah, Energy Denial is not really gonna work in this one because then all they need to do is attach and use draw up. Get 3 more energy in play. So we kind of want them to like bench something that we can kind of trap in the active. And here comes a Sonya, so maybe they'll go ahead and do that for us, and they'll bench something that we can just use Cryogonal, trap it for a while, and then maybe do like those 3 knockout play that I said we could do. We actually like knock out, we draw 6 prize cards or something through Muse, Psi Power, or something like that. So there's a Dreadnought, there's a Crobat V. But yeah, the Whale Lord will constantly be able to recover energy, but we can keep the Dreadnought VMAX in the active. That thing can't recover energy. So our goal is just going to be to trap Dreadnought VMAX and remove its energy, because that thing will not be able to constantly recover energy like the draw up from the Whale Lord. So if Whale Lord's just not in the active, it's fine. So that's going to be our goal here then. That is our goal. Trap Dreadnought VMAX in the active, and that's what they're setting up anyways. They're giving us access to Glimwood Tangle as well, so that's great. They are going to be able to hit us with that powerful bite. We can't retreat, but that's fine. We'll be set up by that point anyways, and it should be all good. And then, yeah, we just can't let them get back into Whale Lord. Or when they get back into Whale Lord, we have to just boss the Dreadnought back into the active. And yeah, we will lose a Zacian over the next 2 turns, but that's fine. All right. Goldeen, Calm, Zacian, grab Goldeen, I think. And then Quick Ball away Marnie, grab another Goldeen, or I could just wait. I don't really want to burn any more resources, just Intrepid Sword. We have the Rosa for next turn. Now we can Quick Ball this Glimwood Tangle. I doubt they play anything besides Glimwood Tangle. Doesn't make a whole ton of sense in their deck to play anything else that's not Glimwood Tangle. Yeah, and here comes that Dreadnought VMAX. Just want to remember what he does. Minus 30 damage from attacks, and then if heads to 40. Okay, sure. And then with the buff padding, quite a bit of HP. Sure. All we're concerned about is how many switch does our opponent play, how many times will they be able to get back into that Whale Lord V. But it does have a ton of HP, and actually it takes 30 less damage from attacks. So that means Cryogonal will actually do 0 damage to the Dreadnought VMAX, which means it won't KO it. So if we eventually get to the point where they don't have enough energy to attack with Dreadnought VMAX anymore, we can just Cryogonal trap it. This hand is not good, and that's going to get tough to set up, but that is a game plan we can go for. But we have to start with removing the energy from the Dreadnought VMAX, which we haven't done yet, and now with this hand, probably won't be able to do. I really wish I had my last hand here. That would be way better. Okay. Yep. It's going to be tough. It's the tails, but it doesn't matter. We still get knocked out. I did go for the reflip anyways, sure. So we're going to go Absol to the active here to buy us some time. But we have a good game plan, actually. I like the game plan we can go for here. It's kind of cool. Gonna bench this. And I'm going to not use anything, I don't think, and just pass. And then we are going to bring this one up, because this one also takes reduced damage. And we're going to try and trap it for a little while we hopefully draw into something that gives us a way to kind of play the game, because currently we're not really playing the game. We're kind of just stuck here. Yeah, we're kind of just stuck here. So we're going to bring up this one. We're going to bring up the Dreadnought VMAX. And we're going to try and trap it in the active for a little while. And if we have to get... Well, here comes more energy onto it. So this is going to be a little bit harder. I want to, like, save the Crushing Hammer for... Oh, they only got one, though. So we can kind of go off of that Crushing Hammer then. So we can Crushing Hammer, hopefully get a heads on here, bring it up, Frozen Lock. And then we don't do any damage, so we can't KO it. So go Cryogonal. Go Crushing Hammer. Heads, okay. Get rid of that energy. Attach. Bring it up. And Frozen Lock. 0 damage. They can't use items. So hopefully they can't find water energy. Enough energy this turn to actually attack with it. Well, they can't find enough energy to... Oh, there's another energy. All right, that's not good. They couldn't find 2 energy in one turn. They did find that one. There is a Goldeen. Go ahead and throw that onto the doll as well. Frozen Lock, please do not have an energy this turn. Give me like a couple turns. I just need a little bit of time. Please, I beg you. Don't have an energy this turn. That's all I ask. All right, they don't have an energy. We are still in this. Another Crushing Hammer. A Tails, unfortunately. All right, Frozen Lock. Still in it. Don't top deck energy. Or draw supporter into energy. Just chill. They already got 8, I think 9, 10 energy gone. And they play buckets. So that means that they definitely don't play a super high energy count. There's a Marnie. Now, that does mean they could find an energy this turn. But it also means they gave us plus 4 cards to work with, which is a big deal. It's not... Oh, they got the energy, and the 4 cards we got are not very good at all. These are just not good cards. Oh, man. All right, so we do need to try and just get off a Ripping Horn this turn, remove these energy, and then go back into a Cryogonal. So I'm just going to go ahead and send up Seaking here. We have an Air Balloon if we just want to run to the doll for a turn, which we might want to do. Crushing Hammer. Another Tails. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and run to the doll. Try and buy a turn. Pass to my opponent. Yeah, nothing to draw into. We just need a water energy there for the Ripping Horn to hopefully remove some energy, and then eventually get back into the Cryogonal play. But nothing really going on. Nothing at all. I could have got the Cryogonal with the Quick Ball here, I guess. Here comes another G-Max Headbutt. All right, we can still make this play work. We just need a water energy this turn off the top deck. The Marnie. Okay, it's a start. We can give up this Goldeen. Grab second Cryogonal, set that up to get ready to go. 6 water energy in the deck. Bench the Cryogonal, bench the Absol, go with the Marnie. Got the water, got the boss. Need another water energy, though, to be able to make sure this thing stays in the active. So we're going with the Ripping Horn here. Go ahead and bench a second Absol as well. Ripping Horn. 1, give me 2. Oh. I think I am going to flip again here. Give me 2. Only 1. Gonna have to be fine with it. Oh no, that's right. They have the wash energy, so it prevents the effects of our attacks. So that getting that Crushing Hammer heads a while ago was actually huge. If we had gotten the Crushing Hammer heads, we would have been able to remove this one. I completely forgot about the effects of attacks. So I guess I could have... Sheesh, what would I have even done here instead then? We could have gone... Oh my gosh, we just don't really have any good options either way. We could have waited a turn, I guess, and we can still make this play work if we do top deck a water energy. We can boss up a bat and try and trap a bat for 17 turns, and then another bat for 17 turns, and then a Frostmoth for 8 turns. They're down 2 Marnie. Who knows how many they play. So if we top deck a water, that is still an option. Okay, so water, boss, Frozen Lock. All right, the bat will be trapped for 17. We can attack this thing 17 times. It's going to be hard to retreat it because we have the double Absol, and they don't have a ton of water left, right? 3, 9 water there. 10, 11. They would need 3 other waters to move this thing. I doubt they have 3 more water energy. They could. And we see this first one come down here onto the Crobat. Because they also play buckets. So how many water energy? Oh, no. Nessa to recover a water. Okay. We have 1 more boss left, Anna, Caitlin, and Cynthia. So we can boss 2 more times. Oh, they're actually putting this water in play that they just recovered. Okay, to the Whale Lord. That's fine. Draw. Frozen Lock. Like I said, we can hit this 17 times. And then we need to boss up a new Crobat 17 times. And also, if we feel like they put all their water energy in play... No, that wouldn't work how I want it to work. Never mind. Frozen Lock. We do need to draw into our third boss and Caitlin. They basically both have to be in the deck. And our opponent has to, like, not play too many more Marnies or have enough water energy to retreat the Crobat, which it looks like they might play enough. 10, 11, 12, so it's 13, at least 2 buckets. Who knows? Maybe they play 14 water energy. 14. Doesn't lock again. How many switches would they? They're only down one switch, so I can't risk going into Seaking, I don't think. Maybe Marnie plus Seaking would be the move. Frozen lock. What I could have done is I could have waited a turn and bossed this, and then Seaking removed this Dreadnaught's energy. But they had at least 2 more. And if they had just used Nessa, they could have used Nessa for like 4 then at that point, actually, even. Because I would have discarded energy, and yeah, Nessa could have just recovered like 4 energy, which would have been ridiculously bad for us. Who knows? Maybe it is possible that our opponent actually doesn't play. It's possible that they don't play any more Marnie. Maybe they just run 2 Marnie. They run like stuff like Nessa and Sonya. So who really knows, right? They're definitely decking out first. I'm gonna go ahead and quick ball away the Zacian. Grab the Mew. There is the boss and the Caitlin and Cynthia in the deck. Okay, that's great. I'm not gonna yell Grunt. I could yell Grunt this here, but then they would just put it down and attack, like retreat anyway. So we have to just draw Caitlin and Cynthia or the boss. We have what, 8 turns to draw one of those 2. So that's why I want to thin out the Mew, so I don't top deck Mew, and I can increase my chances of top decking Caitlin, Cynthia, or the boss, or even a Marnie would be okay. I don't really want to reset their hand because we're trying to get them to deck out here, but I could do that. Okay, there's the Caitlin and Cynthia. I should go ahead and play it now, I think. And do this. Discard the basic water. Grab the boss. And I want to be able to draw into the other boss sooner than later, so we're going to do that as well. Draw the 3 cards. We have a Calm. We have 2 Ordinary Rods left in the deck as well to recover cards. That's why I discard the water energy, so Ordinary Rod can put that back in the deck. I don't have the doll anymore, so I can't do the doll loop with the air balloon on the Cryogonal, so I can't do that. Once again, they could play another water, but I think I need the time. Here comes a research. So this makes me think they play the water. They play more water energy. We'll see. And there it is. Gosh, unfortunate. I don't know if they had any Marnie left. Maybe I could have bossed that turn. They didn't discard any Marnie. So if I had bossed that turn, maybe I would have actually just won the game, to be honest. I didn't boss that turn, though, because I wanted as many turns as possible, because most decks play 4 Marnie. So if my opponent just plays 4 Marnie, I'm going to need as many turns as possible to have a chance to win that game. That's why I didn't boss that turn. Or I guess I Caitlin and Cynthia for the boss, so I couldn't boss that turn. And the Yell Grunt the turn before also wouldn't have changed anything. I guess I could have bossed it going into my turn. That's unfortunate. A little bit of a slow start. We had a good win condition, just wasn't able to put it together. We were kind of close though. I was excited for that play to actually work out, but yeah, they play a lot of water energy in their build and end up with another L here in this last game. Anyways, guys, I'll see you tomorrow.